This summer could finally be the time that West Ham end our long, drawn-out search for a striking backup to Mickey Antonio. The sale of club record signing Sebastian Haller last year has left us without an alternative striker and no strength in depth. And Moyes is definitely going to need massive squad reinforcements if he is going to keep up the pace with the Premier League elite. And today, let's check out what's on today's show. Strikers are on the tips of our lips. Names left, right, and centre. Names like Emmanuel Dennis, Broja, and a whole host of others have been linked to West Ham. And it's not very often that you do these videos and actually see some logic behind them, if I am being honest with you. So let's set the scene. January 2021, another one of West Ham's worst kept secrets comes out, and David Moyes is a huge fan of Moroccan international Youssef Nesyri, who plays for Sevilla. And we bid somewhere in the region of £27 million for the man, which was declined at the time because the club wanted something in the region of £40 million. And of course, we didn't pay it. Fast forward to the Europa League round of 16 versus Sevilla, where West Ham took them on in the Europa League this year. And we firsthand got a chance to see how Nesyri played against us, against West Ham, and the West Ham fans got to see them. And to be honest with you, I wasn't massively impressed. There was a couple of times I thought, God, he's got some good height on him. He's got a good header on him. But apart from that, I do think West Ham, and especially Craig Dawson, stepped up to the plate and was able to handle Nesyri no problem. But his performance capped off not a great season for him, possibly down to injuries and a mixture of that and COVID. But now West Ham are on the cusp of signing his fellow countryman, Aguerd, from Rennes. I mean, that is literally about to happen from what we're all led to believe. So will David Moyes bring in the man that he is categorically interested in or has been interested in the past? Apparently, Sevilla are now ready to cash in on their forward due to the dip in form that he's got. And as a result, David Moyes is weighing up an option to go back in after seeing the original bid back in January 2021 rejected from Sevilla. And even though last season was one to forget for the Morocco international star, I believe he could potentially find his feet in England, in the Premier League, and at West Ham. And the fact of the matter is that we're bringing in his mate, Aguerd, and that might help tick some boxes for him as well. He's 6'2", and he did bag a brilliant 23 goals for Sevilla in the 2020-21 season, indicating that the quality is still certainly there. His eye for goal and physicality perhaps suggest he could fit into David Moyes' system at the London Stadium, and this may well be a move that we will consider in terms of bringing him into the club. And he is a striker that can hold the ball up really well. He can play with his back to goal, and he does, and he has done, and hasn't this season, but has done, scored plenty for his club. He's strong, he's powerful, and he can brush aside defenders with his strength, while he can also drift past players with his acceleration. So this is me talking about an Nesyri that Moyes would have liked, and what potentially he can find and bring back out in the player. And like I said, he is good in the air. He's calm, composed. He's a composed finisher inside the box, and he is that kind of fox in the box. He's got that vibe about him as well, and he cleverly positions himself in the area to allow that fox in the box kind of attitude as well. He has the qualities to settle into the Premier League with his style of play, and I think he could be a really good success. His strengths, though, is definitely his aerial ability, and that would definitely benefit West Ham in terms of the set pieces that we have managed to do throughout our time. So who is Nesyri, and where does he come from? He started his life in Morocco, and he was with the Mohammed Football Academy before joining Malaga for a fee of about €125,000. He did really well, and he made the step up into the the main team. And there's my mum, as you can see her coming in as well. He made the step up into the official setup for Malaga and done really well in his career with them. He scored in his whole career playing 41 games, and he got 5 goals and 1 assist, but it was his all-round gameplay that really kicked in to the reason why he was notified and interested in that. And that's when other teams started to take notice, and Leganes took notice and signed him for £5.5 million. And during that time when he was there in the Spanish league, he played 53 games, scoring 15 goals and assisting 4. And that's when he was then noticed by Sevilla. And Sevilla did bring him in at the time for a reported €20 million. And he debuted 2 days later and against Real Madrid, and they did lose. But on his first start on the 9th of February 2020, he did open the scoring against Celta Vigo. And that's when his career at Sevilla really took off. So I'm going to throw up some pictures here so you can actually see that's him when he was at the Mohammed Football Academy. Before then, he then signed for Malaga, of course. Then it was Leganes, and then, of course, it was Sevilla as well. He is a Moroccan. Oh, sorry, I don't even know if I've given you the stats for his time at Sevilla. 107 appearances, 35 goals, 3 assists while he was there as well. His career has taken a bit of a tumble over the last season, but like I said, that could be down to the fact that the COVID kicked in. He did pick up a bit of injuries as well, and he's a good goal scorer for the Moroccan international team. He's played 48 games, making his debut in 2016, and he has scored 14 goals. But I do think that Moyes may go back in and have a look at the player that he scouted personally himself, and he might be getting a cut price deal to bring this player in that could help in that area of a striker. And for me, it depends on what you're looking at and what they're willing to pay. If West Ham back then were willing to pay 20 odd million quid and it was not back, and the club were wanting £40 million at a time, I reckon we could probably put a bid of about £20 million in and probably get the man as well. He's 25 years old, centre forward. I think he can offer something definitely to the club, and he can definitely help what we're looking for as well. So for me, Youssef Nesyri gets a thumbs up, because I think David Moyes is a sort of manager that puts your arm around a player and can bring out the best in the guy, especially the fact that we're supposedly bringing in his teammate Aguerd. Get your comments in and let me know your thoughts on Nesyri potentially back on the radar and coming to West Ham. Like I said, if you're new around here, please subscribe to the channel, hit the subscription button, hit the bell notification. That will notify you when our shows do go live. If you're interested in becoming a channel member, you can click on the membership option as well. And as we always do at the end of all the shows, we always like to thank all of the members for joining us. Stay safe, everyone, and come on, you Irons.
It's like a family tree, part of you and